If you're living with knee pain, if climbing stairs feels impossible, or if you carry that constant fear of falling every time you stand up from the couch, I've lived through it myself, and I truly understand what you're going through. There was a time in my life when even walking to the mailbox felt like climbing a mountain. Every step was heavy, my knees locked, creaked like old wood, and the pain never seemed to end. Nights were worse, the throbbing kept me awake, and I'd wake up exhausted, feeling like my body was rusting away little by little. What made it harder was the loneliness, not knowing what else to try, or if I'd ever find something that worked. I felt stuck in an endless cycle of pain and frustration. But then, something unexpected happened. A dear friend introduced me to a natural remedy I had never considered before tart cherries. Honestly, I was skeptical, but I was also desperate for relief. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a chance. And that one small decision changed everything. Within days, my body felt lighter, the stiffness eased, and my legs no longer carried that heaviness. Today, I can climb stairs again without pain, without relying on heavy medications, and without the fear that used to hold me back. Tart cherries gave me back strength, freedom, and a new sense of life I thought I had lost. And in this video, I'll share 4 powerful forms of tart cherries that work wonders for joint pain. So don't miss the third one, it's especially powerful. Before we begin, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love reading your replies and connecting with you. It helps me share tips that truly make life healthier and happier. So stay with me, because these 4 forms of tart cherries could be the turning point for your joints. Let's start with the very first one. The first form is fresh tart cherries, nature's purest and most powerful version of this fruit. When eaten straight from the tree, they deliver their full nutritional potential: vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and plant compounds that work together to protect your joints. Nothing is lost, nothing is processed. It is joint support in its most original form. But here's the challenge in the United States: fresh tart cherries, especially the Montmorency variety, are only available during a very short harvest season, usually in the summer. Outside of that time, it's rare to find them in regular grocery stores. For this reason, most people are more familiar with tart cherries in the form of juice concentrate dried cherries or dietary supplements rather than fresh fruit. So why are fresh tart cherries considered so valuable for joint health? Research has shown that tart cherries are rich in anthocyanins, the same pigments that give them their deep red color. These anthocyanins are powerful anti-inflammatory compounds. According to a study published in the Journal of Nutrition, anthocyanins can reduce markers of inflammation in the body, similar to the way certain over-the-counter pain relievers work, but with far fewer risks and side effects. In addition to anthocyanins, tart cherries also provide a wide range of antioxidants like vitamin C and polyphenols, which help fight oxidative stress. This is especially important for people over 50, because oxidative stress and chronic inflammation are key drivers of joint stiffness, cartilage damage, and age-related arthritis. By eating tart cherries fresh, you're giving your body the maximum concentration of these protective compounds in their natural balance. Imagine it this way: biting into a handful of fresh tart cherries in the summer is like flooding your joints with tiny natural firefighters that go straight to the source of swelling and pain. They don't just mask the discomfort, they actively work to calm inflammation and preserve mobility. That's why so many people who enjoy tart cherries during harvest season describe feeling lighter, less stiff, and more energetic. Whenever you do have the chance to enjoy them fresh, it's worth it, because no other form delivers quite the same level of nutrient density and natural synergy. To sum it up, fresh tart cherries are the most nutrient-rich and effective form of this fruit for overall joint health. They provide maximum anti-inflammatory benefits, the highest antioxidant activity, and the most complete nutritional profile. The only downside is their short season and limited availability, which makes them difficult to use as a long-term solution. But if you're lucky enough to find them, don't miss the chance to give your joints this pure gift from nature. Number 2. Dried tart cherries. For many older adults, one of the easiest and most reliable ways to enjoy tart cherries throughout the year is in their dried form. Dried tart cherries offer convenience, long shelf life, and year-round availability, making them a practical option when fresh fruit is out of season. You don't have to worry about spoilage or waiting for harvest season. A bag of dried cherries can stay in your pantry, ready to provide a natural boost for your joints whenever you need it. Now, you might be wondering, do dried cherries still carry the same power as fresh ones? The answer is yes, although with a small caveat. Some vitamin C is reduced during the drying process, but most of the key compounds remain intact. Dried tart cherries are still rich in anthocyanins and polyphenols, the same anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds that protect joint tissue and combat oxidative stress. According to research published in the Journal of Food Science, these compounds remain stable even after drying, which means the fruit retains much of its natural benefit. But how do they actually work inside your joints? Once consumed, the anthocyanins and polyphenols enter the bloodstream and begin influencing the body's inflammatory pathways. They help lower levels of C-reactive protein CRP, a well-known marker of inflammation that is often elevated in people with arthritis. At the same time, these compounds reduce oxidative stress within the cartilage, the cushion that protects your bones, helping to slow down wear and tear. By calming swelling and protecting cartilage cells, dried tart cherries allow your joints to move more smoothly with less pain and stiffness. The best part is their versatility. You can snack on them right out of the bag, sprinkle them on oatmeal, or if you want maximum benefit, soak them in warm water for 10 to 15 minutes before blending into a smoothie. This step helps soften the fruit and releases valuable nutrients into the soaking water. Just like with prunes, you'll want to use that liquid too, since it carries part of the fruit's antioxidants and fibers. The result is a simple drink that can be both enjoyable and therapeutic. For people over 50, consistency is key. Eating a small handful daily or blending them into your morning smoothie provides a steady stream of joint-supporting compounds. Think of it as fueling your body with natural firefighters that show up every day to keep inflammation under control. Over time, this routine can help reduce stiffness, ease discomfort, and improve mobility. Of course, dried fruit is slightly less nutrient-dense than fresh, but its practical advantages and sustainability make it one of the best long-term ways to include tart cherries in your lifestyle. That's why many nutrition experts recommend dried tart cherries for older adults. They're easy to store, simple to prepare, and realistic to use daily. In short, dried tart cherries strike a healthy balance, not quite as nutrient-packed as fresh, but far more accessible. With regular use, they can provide lasting relief and joint support, especially when prepared in ways that maximize their natural goodness. For anyone over 50 searching for a sustainable, realistic solution to joint pain, dried tart cherries combine both effectiveness and convenience. 9.3 Tart Cherry Juice Concentrate. If there's one form of tart cherry that has truly captured the attention of scientists and doctors in the United States, it's tart cherry juice concentrate. Unlike the short-lived season of fresh fruit, this form is available year-round, easy to find in most grocery stores or online retailers like Amazon, and has been the focus of dozens of medical studies. For many older adults, it's the most practical way to bring the power of tart cherries into daily life. So what makes this juice concentrate so special? First, it's incredibly rich in anthocyanins, those same red pigments that give tart cherries their deep color and anti-inflammatory power. Research published in the Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition found that tart cherry juice reduced muscle soreness and joint pain in athletes after strenuous exercise. If it can help young athletes recover faster, imagine how valuable it can be for older adults dealing with daily stiffness, arthritis, or chronic knee pain. When you drink tart cherry juice, concentrate the liquid form allows anthocyanins and antioxidants to be absorbed rapidly into your system. This quick absorption helps lower inflammatory markers such as C-reactive protein (CRP) and supports a natural decrease in joint swelling. What makes juice especially powerful is its impact during the night. By combining anti-inflammatory action with natural melatonin, it not only protects the cartilage that cushions your bones, but also enhances the body's ability to repair itself while you sleep. Several clinical trials have shown that older adults who drank tart cherry juice experienced both reduced joint discomfort and improved morning mobility, evidence that this form works directly where pain and stiffness begin. The benefits extend beyond joint relief. Tart cherry juice concentrate is also one of the richest natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep cycle. A study from Louisiana State University found that older adults with insomnia who drank tart cherry juice improved both sleep duration and sleep quality. For anyone over 50 who struggles with restless nights or waking up stiff and achy, this simple drink can address both issues at once, easing discomfort and supporting deeper restorative rest. Convenience is another reason this form is so popular. You don't have to wait for harvest season, and you don't have to worry about spoilage. Just 1 or 2 tablespoons of concentrate mixed with water or blended into a morning smoothie can deliver a concentrated dose of anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds. Many describe it as a simple daily ritual that makes a noticeable difference in how their joints feel and how well they sleep. Think of tart cherry juice. Concentrate as a way of bottling up the best parts of the fruit, those protective compounds, those natural sleep enhancers, and making them available whenever you need them. And because it's so easy to add to your routine, it's often the first form recommended by health professionals who want their patients to experience the benefits of tart cherries without the barriers of seasonality. It combines joint relief with better sleep, offers science-backed results, and is accessible in nearly every corner of the U.S. For anyone over 50 looking for a natural way to ease pain and regain vitality, this form may be the most practical choice of all. Number 4. Tart cherry powder. This form is created by drying the fruit and grinding it into a fine powder, giving you a concentrated source of nutrients that is convenient, versatile, and easy to store. Unlike fresh cherries, which are seasonal, or juice concentrate, which requires refrigeration, the powder can sit in your pantry ready to use at any time. You can stir it into water, mix it into a smoothie, or sprinkle it over oatmeal or yogurt. For many people over 50, this simplicity makes it one of the most practical ways to bring tart cherries into a daily routine. The real advantage of tart cherry powder lies in its nutrient concentration. Because the fruit is reduced into a fine powder, just a small serving provides a potent dose of anthocyanins and polyphenols, the same compounds responsible for reducing inflammation and protecting joint tissue. Studies published in the Journal of Medicinal Food and Nutrients have found that tart cherry powder helps lower markers of inflammation and even reduces post-exercise soreness. These findings confirm what many older adults report when taken consistently. Tart cherry powder can ease stiffness, support mobility, and help joints feel more comfortable. But how does it actually work inside the body? The powder form makes these compounds more bioavailable, that is easier for the body to absorb and use. This is particularly important for older adults since digestive efficiency often declines with age. With powder, anthocyanins and polyphenols enter the bloodstream more quickly and in greater amounts. Once circulating, they don't just target pain in a single joint. Instead, they help reduce systemic inflammation across the body. This broader effect eases the inflammatory burden on cartilage muscles and connective tissues, allowing joints to move more smoothly and with less stiffness. For anyone dealing with multiple areas of pain, not just the knees or hips, this wide-reaching action can be especially valuable. At the same time, tart cherry powder also helps protect cartilage from oxidative stress. Cartilage is the cushion between your bones, and over time, oxidative damage accelerates its breakdown. By reducing both inflammation and oxidative stress, tart cherry powder helps preserve this cushion, supporting long-term joint health. Some researchers even note improvements in circulation within the synovial fluid, the natural lubricant of the joints, further enhancing flexibility. Of course, not all tart cherry powders are the same. Some brands add sugar, artificial flavors, or preservatives that can undermine the benefits. Always check labels and choose products that are 100% pure tart cherry with no fillers. High-quality powders provide reliable results, while lower-quality ones may deliver far less. Think of tart cherry powder as a convenient bridge between fresh cherries and supplements. It's more concentrated than dried fruit, easier to store than juice, and often absorbed more efficiently than capsules. Used consistently, it can be a powerful ally in easing inflammation, protecting cartilage, and promoting smoother, more comfortable movement. For people over 50, seeking a natural and sustainable way to manage joint pain, it offers both effectiveness and convenience, provided you choose a trusted, high-quality brand. So now I've shared with you the 4 powerful forms of tart cherries, each with its own way of easing pain and stiffness, just as they once helped me reclaim strength and freedom after years of struggle. Every pain-free step is a victory. Every morning with less stiffness is worth celebrating. And if you believe as I do that God placed in nature the tools we need, then hold on to that faith. The body may grow older, but the soul, when it has hope, can be renewed every single day. Now let me ask you, will you keep living with the same pain? Or will you take this small but powerful step toward freedom? Share this video with someone who also struggles, because one piece of knowledge can change a life. Comment below, subscribe, and before you go, click the video on your screen for another natural blend that can perfectly complement your journey. Let's keep walking together with more health, more faith, and more well-being every day.